weather. It governs our world, bringing life, death, and destruction.
God damn it, go back.
We're fine.
Oh my God! It's drowning!
Wow. World's deadliest weather is back. Bigger and badder. This time we include deadly natural disasters.
One of the most terrifying moments of my life.
Featuring earth-shattering quakes.
Yo ahí vi pasar toda mi vida. Pero yo pensé que ya no la iba a lograr.
I saw an entire building collapse.
It was like something out of a movie.
And volcanoes.
It looks like all of my wildest dreams.
Using people's extraordinary self-shot footage.
We're gonna die, dude! We gotta get out of here! Mason, get away from the windows now!
And their death-defying stories.
I remember instantly thinking, I just watched her die.
I had to turn on my inner stunt driver and just get out of there quick.
I thought I was gonna burn alive.
We go eyeball to eyeball with Mother Nature.
It's crazy! It's crazy! Come on!
And witness up close
Get on there!
the all-consuming power of the elements.
The mountain was coming to get us.
Flash right there! This place is just hell.
It was just horrific.
I had never in my life experienced anything like that.
Everybody take cover!
Coming up in this episode,
Oh, sweet Jesus.
a catastrophic wildfire incinerates America's most popular national park, trapping holidaymakers.
We were so frightened, we thought we were gonna die.
A Siberian freeze wreaks unimaginable devastation on Britain's sea life.
There were literally hundreds of thousands of animals washed up on the beach. It was truly shocking.
There's a swimmer caught!
And in Alaska, for one man, kayaking becomes a horrifying fight for survival.
Hey, he's pinned!
As time went on, I really thought I was watching someone die.
The beautiful resort town of Gatlinburg nestles in Tennessee's Great Smoky Mountains. It's America's most popular national park, with up to 11 million visitors annually. In late November 2016, Angel and Steve Craig were heading there with their two sons for a special Thanksgiving treat.
Oh, yeah!
Gatlinburg is a very beautiful country, laid-back setting that reminded me of my childhood.
It was gonna be beautiful. The resort that we picked, our cabin, was at the tip top of that mountain. It was crisp, catching all the seasons with it being late November. We went outside and Steve took a bunch of pictures. And in those pictures, the sky is amber. It's beautiful, but it was strange. We'd never noticed a sky like that. And it was warmer. My phone temperature, I believe, registered in the 70s, and that shocked me.
What Steve and Angel didn't realize was the amber sky was from a massive wildfire 8 miles away, fueled by prolonged dry conditions. Perched up high in the Smoky Mountains, Chalet Village resident Michael Luciano was also oblivious of the danger heading his way.
We haven't had a major fire here in over 100 years. We're sitting here watching TV and I just hear the wind just start picking up. Wow. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna take my phone and I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna film some of this wind. The wind's pretty bad. I had no clue what I was starting to film. Yeah, it's just getting worse. Wow. This is really bad. I start to see a glow coming from all around. It was like a 360-degree glow. And there it is. Lots of smoke. The smoke was just starting to get worse. Lots of smoke. And I'm thinking to myself as I'm filming this, you know, this is kind of disturbing. Completely surrounded. There's a fire real close. I'm looking up, and I see this little itty-bitty fireball, which we call an ember, and I just got this super gut feeling. It's time to evacuate. It's time to go.
By now, Angel and Steve, who were in Gatlinburg town on a shopping run, were also getting unnerved by the changing conditions.
We went to the local supermarket, got the groceries. There was a heavy presence of fog or smoke. We did not know what it was. Came back, got into the cabin, and Steve was quite nervous and anxious. My youngest son, who's 10, Ethan, was looking out the back and saw the fire coming down the mountain. I was upstairs in our room, and we both screamed at the same time, "The fire is coming."
Fanned by powerful 80-mile-an-hour winds, the inferno had roared up on the Craig family and Michael.
Go, 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 go.
Both now had to flee for their lives down steeply wooded tracks, engulfed by flames.
We are now evacuating, and Chalet Village is on fire. We had no clue what lied below us that night. We may not make it out alive.
Get us out of here, Jesus.
It hit that fast.
In Jesus' name.
We jumped in and went.
Trying to get out of here. Burning up.
The smoke was so heavy, the flames were coming so close. The fire was coming down through both sides of the mountain. There were homes that you could see were already being devoured.
Oh, sweet Jesus, get us out of here. Lord God, we need you.
Later, Michael
Hit the gas, hit the gas.
and the Craig family are taken to the brink as they are forced into the firestorm.
He was so frightened. We thought we were gonna die.
Oh my God, look at that.
And Gatlinburg counts the cost of the worst wildfire in the Smoky Mountains history.
All I kept thinking was this has to be what a war zone is like.
As we've seen, when stirred up and angry, Mother Nature can be frightening. But with the beast comes beauty. One of the best ways to soak up the majesty of the world's weather is being on board a supertanker. As this one chugs on a 30-day voyage through the Red Sea, Gulf of Aden, Indian Ocean, and South China Sea, watching nature unfurl at its most raw and beautiful is truly a sight to behold. The vista can be just as stunning from the skies. In 2017, while Cyclone Debbie was wreaking death and destruction on land, the passengers on this flight to Queensland, Australia, were treated to the thrilling spectacle of a fiery sunset, punctuated by dazzling lightning bolts. Even when our weather is tranquil, it has the ability to conjure up breathtaking beauty. It's dawn in Virginia, USA, and this magical roll tube, with its palette of gold, pinks, and purples, is spellbinding for those early risers. When Jack Frost comes out to play, and the land freezes, the results can be spectacular. On a glorious day, Pineview Reservoir in Utah has transformed into the perfect winter wonderland, Mirror. It may be beautiful, but if the ice breaks, it's deadly. Finally, when darkness falls, nature's beauty doesn't dim. Especially when you have a dazzling full moon like this one, arcing over Beavertail Lighthouse on the US eastern seaboard. Extreme sports enthusiast Obadiah Jenkins loves nothing more than pushing the limits. For him, the harder the challenge, the bigger the slug of adrenaline it brings.
My interest in the outdoors turned into more of a love of the extreme sports, and it sort of just captured my heart and took over my life. It gives you confidence and it makes you feel very alive. And that's the paradox of extreme sports. The closer to death you are, the more alive you feel. I was 12 years old when I first started whitewater kayaking, and that was the first time that I started running whitewater and really fell in love with the culture that was around kayaking.
On August the 12th, 2017, Obadiah was participating in the famous 6 Mile Whitewater Festival, a series of races down extreme rapids graded up to Class 5, the second hardest rated category. That's definitely not for the faint-hearted.
The 6 Mile Whitewater Bluegrass Festival it's a very small local festival here in Alaska. It happens once a year, usually around the time of my birthday. It has 3 major canyons, and each canyon gets progressively harder and more dangerous. And the rapids are just world-class. It's a beautiful, beautiful river. It's a very dangerous river. Just like any river with whitewater, it has its risks and its potential for disaster to strike. That river personally has almost killed me. The water levels change drastically. There can be undercut rocks, hydraulics, logs stuffed in places that you can't see. And if you don't take it seriously, it'll prove to you just how serious of a river it really is.
Also attending this whitewater bonanza was freelance travel journalist and avid kayaker James Bennett. Half an hour before the main event, he took up a vantage point as contestants warmed up on the river.
I've been a whitewater kayaker myself for about 25 years. A few very, very experienced boaters decided to go down first. This was before the safety was set up for the race. But then Dan came along, and that's when the trouble started.
Dan Hartung is a recreational kayaker who had never paddled extreme rapids, but had accidentally followed the pros onto the river.
Didn't exactly know what I was doing, but I'd made the first couple of turns when my spray skirt came off. Well, I took on water around that curve, and the boat started sinking. It got sluggish. It was low in the water. So I just decided to kick out of the canoe and float the rest of the way down.
I looked upriver and could see this one kayak coming down. Could see that this man was in a lot of trouble.
Hey, we got a swimmer coming down. Yo, hello, swimmer.
The current pushed me over the outside corner of the river where I got caught on a submerged log.
Hey, he's pinned. He's pinned. Let go, he's pinned. He's caught.
Watching Dan being pinned in that waterfall drop was very, very frightening.
Fortunately, Obadiah was bankside nearby and instinctively knew a life was in peril.
There's a swimmer caught.
I hear someone yelling over the roar of the rapids that there's a swimmer. So I grabbed my throw rope and I started heading upstream.
Help! More help!
I snapped into, I guess, go mode. You know, things got real. He grabbed onto the rope, pulled himself up. That was the first time I got a look at his face. And I knew that there was fear, there was desperation, and he was fighting for his life. I was encouraging him to try to rescue himself. I wasn't sure if it was a foot entrapment under a rock or what was holding him back. So I was yelling at him to pull his legs free, to fight, to do whatever it took. How are we going to get this guy out of here if he can't rescue himself?
I was being pushed up against the log, fighting to keep my head above the water to breathe. I was slowly being pushed under the log, my head getting deeper and deeper in the water. Water was rushing through. The only thing I could hear was the water.
It's encouraging to see how much fight was in him. And he was fighting with all of his strength and all of his courage. This rushing, raging, cold water is so powerful. You can fight it for a little while, but it's going to win eventually.
As time went on, I really thought I was watching someone die.
He's been fighting now for over 5 minutes. That's an eternity when you have this water just beating down on you. I looked down into the water and I could see that he was under. He'd given up the fight. He didn't have the rope attached to him anymore. I didn't know what to do. I knew that if we didn't do something immediately, it was going to be a body recovery. I think I was probably in the water maybe 1 or 2 seconds before I slammed into Daniel. And I remember the feeling because the impact was enormous. You know, I didn't build up a lot of speed, but immediately I was going as fast as the current. And Daniel was lodged in there in such a way that he wasn't moving. And when I first impacted him, it felt like a car wreck.
When Obadiah jumped in, I was already out. I was already gone.
Dan had no movement whatsoever. It looked pretty dire.
This person can't be dead. Come on, man. Fight a little bit longer. Like, dude, it's my birthday. You can't do this to me on my birthday. Nobody dies on my birthday. As soon as we got him to shore, there was no pulse, there was no breathing, there was no signs of life. There was professionals there that weren't afraid to take action, that jumped into play and began doing all of the things necessary that brought this man back to life.
I don't remember anything until I heard voices. People all around me. After not breathing, my heart stopping for a while, way out in the middle of the wilderness, dead, I came out pretty unscathed. Obadiah's actions were unselfish. Jumping in the way he did, there was no guarantees that he can control himself, let alone save me. But he just jumped in and by miracle broke me off that log and we both floated down the river then. My first birthday is when I was born. My second birthday is that day in August when they pulled me out of the river and got me breathing and living again.
When snow flutters down, it seems to spark a collective outburst of creativity, which manifests itself in the sprouting of snowmen. The big downside for them is the mentality. Build 'em up, knock 'em down. Well, not anymore, as we bring you the revenge of the snowman. This woman in Ankara, Turkey, has taken an instant dislike to this harmless snowman. Strike one didn't put it down, so she goes in for strike two. Still no joy. She winds up for strike three. Toppled, she goes in for the kill. But it's 3 strikes and out for her. This guy reckons flying through the air like a torpedo is the best means of attack. But giant Snowman swats him away like a fly. Seen at real speed, it's bone-shuddering. While in Rossville, Georgia, goaded on by this anti-snowman brigade, this kid tries the running shoulder barge method, but doesn't even make a dent.
Really hard, okay?
So Dad decides to lend a helping hand and leaves the lad seeing stars. This snowman in South Dakota, USA, is obviously fed up with this girl crawling over him and presumably having a branch stuck in its head. But with the help of his young accomplice, she's given the cold shoulder. What an abominable snowman. Still to come, in Asia, a devastating typhoon hits the jackpot in this gambler's paradise.
In the end, you can't do anything. I mean, you just let it go and try and save yourself.
And the Siberian beast from the east savages a flock of sheep in Britain.
Could suffocate, that was our worry. They could suffocate under the snow.
Is this one alive?
Earlier, we saw how during Thanksgiving 2017, a devastating forest wildfire, fueled by gales and exceptionally dry vegetation, ripped across Tennessee's Great Smoky Mountains.
Oh, God. Oh, sweet Jesus.
America's #1 national park was thrown into panic. Among the thousands fleeing was local resident Michael Luciano.
Go, 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 go.
We had no clue what lied below us that night.
And vacationers Steve and Angel Craig with their 2 kids.
We were so frightened. Oh, God. It was just horrifying.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Look at that.
Stay with me, son. Stay with me.
Only my oldest son was having a full-blown panic attack.
Take a little sip of this drink, son.
Stay with me, son. Stay with me, son.
All we could do was pray that we got out.
Keep your hands on these vehicles that are darting out, honey. In Jesus' name, they're freaking out too.
We were lucky to get out. It was the most sombering experience to know what we had just come through.
Oh, God.
Following the law enforcement, but
keep his phone on charge.
We thought we were gonna die.
Higher up in the mountains, on a remote forest track, falling, burning trees were threatening to thwart Michael's escape.
Hit the gas.
I can't see.
You can see. We'll get out of it. The flames, they actually traveled like 50 foot in like 3 seconds.
I should have mounted these tires in a heartbeat. Go.
The smoke was starting to come in the vehicle as well. It was scary.
Hit the gas, hit the gas. No warning, nothing. Not one single warning on the news. And you're telling me nobody knew. Almost every cabin in Chalet Village is burning.
Right when we're getting down this mountain, about halfway down, there's this huge tree. And this tree was completely covered the road.
Go through it. I can't. We cannot be stuck.
In a situation like this, if you don't keep moving, your life is on the line. He rammed right through that tree.
We just drove through a tree.
as you're driving through this, you start to realize, you know, people are definitely dying in this.
This is just terrible. It's devastating. I've never seen anything this bad. Ever.
Fire spreading quickly, so if you see the smoke, or be able to evacuate immediately.
It was the wildest thing and the most tragic thing that I have ever been through in my entire life.
The 2016 Gatlinburg wildfires ended up consuming more than 15,000 acres of national park. 2,000 buildings were damaged or destroyed, and tragically, 14 people died. Once the area had been made safe, Tennessee transport official Mark Nagy was able to witness the apocalypse.
What I saw then, that morning, was not what I had expected whatsoever. I drove into the town, and it was like a ghost town. You know, it's been completely abandoned. You could have a home in one spot, and then 100 yards to the side, you could have another home. And one has been completely destroyed, and the other one doesn't look like it has a scratch on it. And that showed you the direction and the speed that the wildfires went through.
Incredibly, that house up there doesn't look like it has much damage at all. But then you just go a little bit further away and you can see what this fire has done. It is absolutely devastating.
All I kept thinking was this has to be what a war zone is like. You saw areas where the only reason you know that there was even a home there is because it's down to the foundations. And it's like that as far as the eye could see. It was a once-in-a-lifetime type of wildfire in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And I pray that we don't see anything like that ever again.
As for Michael, he was one of the lucky few whose house was spared. But the Craig family's holiday chalet wasn't so fortunate.
All of these are gone. Oh my goodness. All down here, none of this made it.
We did decide we'd like to get back to the cabin because we didn't know if it had burnt to the ground.
Oh my God.
Wow. For me, it was just like a weird way of taking a breath. Like, man, this is just a little overwhelming to see. I've never seen devastation at that level.
This is where we were.
This could have been us.
It could have been us.
Each of our family picked up a rock. This is all that was left.
August the 23rd, 2017, Macau, China, the gambling mecca known as the Las Vegas of Asia. But set to hit the jackpot with a direct hit was the most powerful storm for 50 years, Super Typhoon Hato. Italian expat Paolo Bencivenga was full of nervous anticipation, high up on the 18th floor of his apartment block.
The weather forecast told us that this typhoon would be very, very strong. It was going to basically hit us dead on. The first thing you feel is an increase in the wind. It starts to drizzle, and then it starts to rain more intensively, then it's sheet rain. Little by little, there is an increase in noise. It goes from silence to a great racket. We live in a street which is aligned by high-rise buildings, so it has a sort of funnel effect. So, you know, the wind just sort of blows through this corridor and increases in velocity and in sound. We soon realized that this was something a bit more strong than the ones we were used to before. We prayed that our windows wouldn't break. So next to us is one of these nice, beautiful modern buildings, and I saw these 4 or 5 people, planks of wood.
These guys are trying to hold a barrier by hand to prevent water going inside the parking lot.
But obviously there was no way they could hold it, so they tried, but at the end, the thing just washed them away completely. And in the end, you can't do anything. I mean, you just let it go and try and save yourself.
As a maximum Category 10 storm, Hato packed a massive punch, bringing destructive winds up to 130 miles per hour. Downtown, in one of Macau's luxury hotels, security guard Prakash Bokkarol was in awe of the tempest.
त्यसपछि सबैजना भित्र बस्नु, सबै ढोका झ्यालहरू बन्द गर्नु, कुनै पनि मान्छेहरूलाई बाहिर होटलदेखि बाहिर जान नदिनु भन्ने इन्स्ट्रक्सन आयो। अनि हामीहरू भित्र बस्यौं, अनि माथि बिल्डिङमा गएर तलहरू हेर्यौं। जब ठुलो टाइफुन आयो, त्यसपछि पानी पनि एकदमै ठुलो आयो र पुरै कालो भयो। हावा चाहिँ एकदमै निकै नै चर्को थियो। त्यही भिडियोमा पनि सुन्न सकिन्छ, आवाज एकदमै चर्को नै थियो। एकदमै धेरै नै चर्को, जस्तो एम्बुलेन्सको साइरन। कामदेखि 36 मा हिँडेको थिए घरको लागि। पानी चाहिँ एकदमै धमिलो थियो र पानी भित्र चाहिँ सामानहरू यताउति चाहिँ अनुभव गर्न सकिन्थ्यो हिँड्दाखेरि। तर बाटोमा सबै पानी थियो, फुल कम्मर जति पानी थियो बाटोमा। त्यो त एकदमै डर भयो, किनभने पानी धमिलो भएको कारणले गर्दा अब अगाडि केही देखिँदैन थियो। म हिँड्दाखेरि त्यहाँ 4-5 जना चाहिँ हिँडिरहेको थियो, पनि सोधेको थिए, हेल्प चाहिन्छ भनेर सोधेको थिए। र 2 जना चाहिँ अलि एजेड कपलहरू थियो, उनीहरूलाई पनि मैले सोधेको थिएँ केही हेल्प चाहिन्छ। उनीहरू एकदमै आत्तिरहेको थियो। म 36 मा घर फर्केको थिएँ। मेरो घर आउने बाटो चाहिँ सिर्फ 15 मिनेटको थियो, अनि त्यो पानीले गर्दा मलाई अराउन्ड 45 मिनेट लाग्यो। छाप त मेन जुन फ्लडिङ आयो, त्यो फ्लडिङ नै एकदमै ठुलो भयो। जुन रुमको स्थिति देखियो, बाहिर मान्छेको स्थिति देखियो, तपाईको फ्लडिङमा अब आफ्नै आँखाले गाडीहरू बगेको देखियो। त्यो चाहिँ एकदमै बिर्सनै नसक्ने क्षण भयो।
Sadly, 12 people in Macau lost their lives to Typhoon Hato. The army was called in to clear the debris, and it took several days to restore power and water. The final bill was an eye-watering $6 billion.
The following days, you would walk outside and you would see pieces of furniture, clothes, belongings, which were blown out of apartments. And I was pretty much shocked at what I saw on the street.
This is a building site, and everything was ripped off and flew all over the place. And as you see over there, some of the debris which came off the building site.
Broken glass everywhere from broken windows, broken trees, bushes, pieces of plastic, anything and everything lying all over the place.
Oh wow, these were like bombs flying through the air, like shrapnel. If one of these things hit somebody's head, it's goodbye. Decapitated. My God. Wonder where they came from.
The 10 years that we lived in Macau, we never saw such a strong typhoon hit us. We were very lucky. Our apartment was fine. Our only problem is that we had a power cut and we had no water for 8-9 hours. When the next typhoon comes, I'll look at it with more care than before.
Some of the worst floods on Earth come during the monsoon season. Contrary to popular belief, monsoon isn't rain, but wind that blows from cool ocean to warm land, loaded with moisture. They occur all over the world, but the most famous is the Asian monsoon. In Mumbai's waterlogged streets, these kids' raft looks a clever way to keep dry. But when a van barrels past, its floors are brutally exposed. During the monsoon season, Indian commuters needn't bother with morning showers. The 910 Mumbai Express does the job perfectly well. Although a sluice down with sewagey water isn't to everyone's taste. In China, after heavy monsoon rains, they take commuting across town to a whole new level. This woman in her submarine scooter is making light work of the heavy weather. And two wheels appears to be the best option in deep floods. Automobile commuters are left high and dry, making this woman very, very wet. In Chiang Mai, Thailand, the locals have devised an ingenious way to solve the problem of broken wipers. Yep, it's dubbed the human mop. But with Thailand having the world's second highest road fatality rate, he must be as daft as a brush. In Malaysia, when the waters rise, it brings all manner of nasty hazards. And this croc is getting very snappy at being asked to move on. This human versus reptile battle lasted over an hour before the crocodile was safely repatriated in the nearby river. February 2018. A rare weather phenomenon plunged Britain into a mini ice age. The polar vortex, a large mass of cold air, was disrupted, bringing the beast from the east, from Siberia to the British shores. With temperatures as much as 20 degrees Celsius below average, coupled with blizzard conditions, the emergency services were working flat out to rescue stranded people.
Nobody's getting down, but you might be here for a while, that's all I can say.
At Britain's highest pub, the Tan Hill Inn on the Yorkshire Dales, landlady Louise Peace found her regulars also trapped by huge snowdrifts.
It's bitter, absolutely bitter. We are extremely exposed to the weather because we are literally on the top for 50 or 60 miles. It's just so bitterly cold. I think we got to about minus 21.
The snow has actually blown over Tan Hill. You can see that the tractors are trying their hardest to get through. Are you all right, young lady?
Yeah.
She's snowed in.
Nice and warm.
By the fire. They're going to get these guys out because they need their medication.
It was becoming a bit of an emergency because two of them that were snowed in, one of them had a heart condition and didn't have the pills, and one had asthma. A storm like this, it's a serious threat to life.
At least the Tan Hill regulars had somewhere warm to sit out the storm, a luxury some of Britain's livestock didn't have. As conditions deteriorated, in Cumbria, sheep farmer Mike Bosted had to brave the deadly conditions to save his precious flock.
These sheep that we have are very hard because the hill is sheep. You know, they're born and bred up in the hills. They can survive some pretty bad weather. We didn't realise how bad it was going to be. It was just like a total whiteout, and there was very strong winds, and there was snow drifts up to probably 4 foot. This field was 2 miles away because that's where the sheep were at the time. And we had to go on a tractor because we couldn't get any other way. The roads are blocked with snow. Didn't realise how bad it was until we got further up the hill. When we first got there, there was 40 missing, so we had to ride round. So they're stuck in the snow somewhere, we think, so we'll have to try and find them. And we found about 30 which were sheltering, but there were still 10 missing. When the sheep are sheltering behind the stone walls, the snow blows over them and it buries them. They could suffocate, that was our worry, they could suffocate under the snow. It was a little bit like looking for a needle in a haystack. So we went to where the most obvious place was that we thought that they would be sheltering from the snow and the wind. We started prodding the snow drifts with these big sticks that we had just to try and find the sheep. We did feel something which we thought could be a sheep. It was a little bit soft. So we started digging. And that's when we found the sheep. The first sheep that we dug out, it didn't look too good.
That one's dead.
Yeah.
Is there another down there?
No. I think we'll dig a little bit more here and then see what happens.
Yeah.
Is this one alive?
The second sheep that we pulled out, I think we were just in time. I think another 2 or 3 hours, and that sheep, I think it would probably have died as well. And it actually ran up to the other sheep up the field and started eating the feed. It was pretty rough. We are used to tough conditions up here, we really are, but this was pretty bad.
While it was a battle for survival on land, a sharp sea temperature drop of 3 degrees meant marine creatures were dying by the truckload. As Marine Advocacy Officer Bex Lynham saw for herself on Frestock Beach on the Yorkshire coast.
I walked down the beach and, wow, I was really shocked with what I encountered. There were literally hundreds of thousands of animals washed up on the beach. It was truly shocking. It stretched as far as the eye could see. I've never seen anything like that before. There was just bodies piled high, at times ankle deep, at times a foot deep. One of the most shocking things was the sheer diversity of animals that were washed up.
Crab with eggs.
There was so much that we couldn't save, but we knew that there was an opportunity here to save some of the lobsters and put them back into the sea at a later date. We didn't have a plan as such, so we just started filling up baskets and any other containers that we could do with the lobsters that were still alive. We think around 2.5 tons were taken off the beach, and that equates to potentially 25,000 individual lobsters. As the day wore on, though, it was really clear that absolutely everything else was dead. To walk and hear the crunch of shells underneath your feet was really devastating to do, but the most important thing, I think, was that we were rescuing that wildlife that was still alive.
Some people, despite their best intentions and valiant efforts, just don't know the limit of their capabilities. So, on World's Deadliest Weather, we're counting down our top of the flops. A new entry, in at number 5, is this snowboarder in Reno, Nevada. Keen to show off his fancy rail skills, he only succeeds in falling off the rails into a stream 20 feet below. Luckily for him, these broken branches prevent broken limbs. At least he's given his mate something to laugh about. Moving up 10 places to number 4 is pond skiing. This combination of downhill and water skiing is supposed to wow the crowds. But this guy from Russia just ends up as a damp squib. Holding firm at number 3 is this motorist in Tampa, Florida. He brazenly ignores the abandoned vehicles and attempts to go where no car has gone before. As soon as he loses traction with the tarmac,
they're floating. Did you see that? Pivoting. Yeah.
It's the end of the road for his motor. At number 2, this guy wants to show off by taking an icy dip. Except this ice is a bit thicker than he realized. Hopefully that bump will knock some sense into it. And the freezing plunge pours cold water on his foolhardy escapades.
How cold is it?
Staying at number 1 is this extraordinary scene in North Carolina. A tiny car towing a massive semi-trailer on an icy road has got flop nailed on. But in true David and Goliath legend, the giant is humbled.
It's working, I can't believe it.
In this episode, we've seen Mother Nature rage with fury. We've seen how helpless we can be. We've seen her tear down, destroy, and laugh in our faces. And next time there will be more, because deadly weather stops for no one.